On the first day, we met the church planting catalyst and the pastor John, who leads West End Baptist Church. Both men were passionate about their work. After praying for the city of Providence in Roger Williams Park, we divided into groups and prayer walked the city.
I think the most impactful part about the Rhode Island trip for me was the Sunday when we played in 4 different churches throughout Providence. It was really cool because we got to see 4 different bodies of believers coming together and worshiping in different styles, but we got to come along and walk alongside them and worship alongside them. We were in a Hispanic church and 3 other church plants, and just getting to see the varied style of worship as we all just kind of sang together and worshiped together, and really just got to lead and worship together with the believers at these churches. And then throughout the week, getting to know the people at the churches better and seeing their ministry. And actually, one of the churches we worked with, West End Community Church, had 5 people come to know the Lord during our community outreaches. And so hearing of how our ministry was, impacting the ministry of the churches and impacting their outreach was really exciting for me.
Another thing that stood out to me a lot was how into the concerts the audiences were. They listened to the testimonies and they clapped along and they sang along, and it was an amazing thing to see. Just happy that we were there singing for the Lord for them, and it was amazing how well they received us and received our singing. And you could see in their faces that they were just genuinely excited that we were there singing for the Lord for them and worshiping with them.
The group split into 4 smaller teams, 3 of which went to different parks to play the games and do Bible stories with the local children. The 4th group was the construction team, which was split in half. One half began renovating what was previously a predatory check cashing station into a community cafe for the West End Baptist Church, and the other half began painting at Grace Bible Church, a project that the entire youth choir would eventually contribute to.
You guys, we are so thankful that you've come from Alexandria to serve this week in the parks in Providence. These parks are needy, these parks are important. As you know, this is one of the regions in the country that is least Bible-minded and least reached with the gospel. And so to have your help and to have your service here, to bring all of you, your energy, your love for Christ, your familiarity with the Word and with the gospel is just fantastic. We are so, so thankful. Thank you for the effort that you've made to come here. Thank you for staying overnight. Thank you for traveling. All that you've done. We are just so grateful, and we're excited about what's happening here in Providence.
My name is John Ames, and I'm one of your missionaries with the North American Missions Board and a church planter here in the West End of Providence, and really excited about what God is doing. So very, very grateful for what you guys have done and committed to. This neighborhood right here has been a place where churches really haven't come into too often. And so we're excited to be here, excited to meet families, excited to meet youth, excited to meet people, our neighbors, and share with them a little bit about Jesus Christ. And so you're a part of that. And we are an extension of you out here in Rhode Island. So thank you so much for giving, and know that you are helping to plant a church right here in Providence. God bless.
One thing that really stood out to me about the mission trip this past year was how well the community reacted to this entire summer off program and how enthusiastic the kids were during the days that we did it. And basically what summer off is, it was this workshop that we did with the churches of the community, with the 4 that we were partnering with. And we went out into these parks and we just set up games and other stations like face painting and balloon animals. We would go and we would just hang out in the park, and then we'd give them a free meal provided by the city government in one of the parks, but the other 3 we provided the meals for. Then we'd tell them a Bible story.
I was also a Bible study teacher for summer off, and seeing that kids really had questions and really were curious about faith. I talked with one kid that had just come from Central America, and he didn't speak any English, but we gave him a copy of Who Will Be King in Spanish. It's a book that kind of lays out the basic tenets of our Christian faith. His nanny came over to me after I taught the Bible lesson and said, "Oh, he has some questions. Can you give us a copy of this book?" And so I said, "Yeah, let me meet him. That would be really cool." And so, got to talk with him a little bit. We were talking about the story of creation, just getting to share faith with him and start to plant some seeds in his life.
I suppose you don't know how much you've helped us, but you've really helped us over a hurdle, get a lot of paint on the walls, and reach out to new neighbors, so thank you. Thank you for spending your money and spending your time and spending your body energy just to serve Christ. And that's really what missions is about. It's about getting weary physically for the sake of the gospel, and I just want to thank you guys.
I'd say definitely one more highlight of the trip was, tricking Shanika that I was vegan. And she believed it the whole week. Here's a tip. If you want to trick someone that you're vegan, take your meal and cover it in lettuce.